we are truly talking about a segment of one. And proceeding on that theme, can I invite Anand? You are a digital first and a mobile first organization, and of course, this segment of one will be very, very important. In addition to other things which we spoke about from a experience perspective and a productivity perspective. So would be great to hear your thoughts on the same in terms of how do you see AI as a game changer for your business and for the business of your customers?
Thank you, Shripta. So we are a user retention and engagement platform, and we play in the marketing automation space, broadly put. And that means we get to work with a very wide variety of customers, whether they are banks or digital, first organizations like on-demand ride-hailing apps or food delivery, or even retail stores. A very, very wide variety of customers. So we have a very good vantage point in looking at a broad range of patterns that are emerging. And which industries are leading the charter and which industries are kind of lagging and not kind of they want to go ahead, but then they're trying with products like ours. I wanted to actually build up a couple of points that Shavik mentioned, that AI or data science has been around for forever. What is I think last 10 years computing power has become very, very cheap. It's become you can just launch or spawn a new instance of a server, like through a click instead of purchasing one. That's one. And two, the data storage has become also very, very cheap. Now if you combine something that's cheap, it becomes very, very much available. So with the a lot of businesses now want to collect data. They want to make sure that they have data. They want to use it to some businesses don't know what they want to use it for, right? They have FOMO and they just want to collect everything. And they'll say, hey, later on we'll figure out, I see a friendly nod from Shavik here, but later on we'll figure out, what to do with it. And there are some businesses who've got a plan in action, right? They have a problem statement they want to solve. Our customers typically come to us with the problem statement of, hey, can we personalize the user experience? Can we personalize every touch point of the user journey, right? Right from when we acquire a particular user all the way to making sure that this person becomes a champion, an advocate, repeat customer, loyal customer, and so on and so forth, right? They go on and refer other people to us. And how can we use a platform like CleverTap, to pull that off? So I think, earlier, most of marketing used to be rule-based, right? I mean, I remember getting emails at midnight. Why? Because, some server ran some sort of a job at midnight, collated all the products, that would go on a sale and send that email to me.
I think you should talk about how a very large, one of the largest OTT platforms uses your AI component. And watching a live cricket match of India and Pakistan, if you go out to grab a cup of coffee, you are able to learn the customer intent that he's not watching, and you're able to personalize and send a message. I think that's one of the best innovations I've seen in recent times. From any large organization or small. So you must talk about that to this very enriched, insightful panel.
Absolutely. Like I can actually switch over to that example. So let's say you're watching you're watching a match on IPL. This match has, and a lot of people tune in, when there's a live match, they want to watch what's going on. But after a while, people, they might, you might have other things, and they might tune out of the match, right? Because it's not an interesting match anymore, or they've lost interest. There are other things that are demanding their attention. And let's say there's a turning point within the match, and the ability for, to use a platform like ours and, very quickly figure out who are the people that have watched at least 40 minutes of the current match. So they had some sort of an interest, but are not watching the match right now. Can we send them a personalized notification? And notification is more immediate. It lands up on your phone. It's there on the lock screen. You press the notification and you can get back into the match, right? You can resume watching the match. So can I, if there is a turning point, let's say Virat Kohli is about to score a century, and at that moment, literally a couple of runs away from his century, you send a notification to the user saying that, hey, will Virat Kohli be able to score his century? Now it's an interesting point in the match. These notifications have to, one, be super personalized. So it cannot go to the audience that was not watching IPL because they don't care probably. They are there for Game of Thrones or some other, something else, right? So it has to be for the live audience. It has to be for people who have spent significant amount of time watching the particular event, and it has to be timely. And that's the hardest part, right? Can you kind of personalize in time in the mobile moment? We have a term called, we call this the mobile moment, right? That means that if you send that tweet, if you send that notification a few minutes later after he has scored a century, people will be pissed off. They will not say, hey, this is, they're like, hey, it's already done, man. What are you telling me? If you send it, at the right time, it actually serves, it's not spam. Like, it actually says, hey, you know what, thank you for letting me know. I'll click on this thing and my match will resume on my phone. I'll start watching the match again. So it brings you back into the app at the right moment. And if you translate this use case to, other apps, for example, if you're at the airport, waiting for a cab, you just landed in Bangalore, from some place, and you turn on the app and it says, hey, there's a surge pricing, or there's a 20-minute wait for the app, for the cab. At that point of time, if the brand knows that, hey, this is Sudipta and he is, he's a platinum customer, he uses us all the time, and we cannot show him either surge pricing or we cannot show him a wait, right? So you get a call from the contact center saying that, hey, Sudipta, we've, we'll make a cab available to you in the next 5 minutes. Why don't you stay where you are? And that intervention, that timely intervention, makes all the difference between a James Bond experience, as we call it, a very wow experience where you don't have to call the brand, you don't have to, try a competitive app. It's just in time. It's the right level of personalization. It's not creepy, and you feel like a very empowered user. You feel like hey, this brand takes care of me, right? Just because I've been using them all the time. Now this used to happen in physical stores, right? If you go to your favorite restaurant, probably the server recognizes you. They'll give you one of the best seats at the restaurant, right? If you go to a salon, they know what kind of haircut you want. They know kind of what your hairstyle preferences are. If you go to a bank, probably people know you there, right? Because they've seen you before. And, just a friendly wave or a, hey, how's it going? Like, helps. How do you do it digitally? And that's the hard part, right? So with the, earlier two themes of, computing become cheaper, a lot of data being available, can you process all that in real time to make sense? And to reach out to people, to anticipate what they need, to figure out, what they might, whether this is a good day for them to be in your app or not, right? Whether they would, call your contact center for a return because you saw that, a couple of days ago, you shipped them a product and the entire series of that product was faulty, right? Can you predict these things in the moment, in the right time, at the right time, right? And can you preempt an action? Can you proactively reach out to the user saying that, hey, we shipped you a faulty product, like, so instead of you calling some 1-800 number and, spending hours with the IVR, like, hey, we proactively reached out, we'll send you a replacement right away. So these are some of the things that are now possible, and a platform like ours makes it possible for a lot of our clients.